Crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. Now D.D. Westbrook to return. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. First carry for Leonard Fournette. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've got to run it every so often, if for no other reason than to tamp down the pass rush. They can't let them just tee off and get to their quarterback.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. To throw on second down. Blanchard caught. Safarian Jenkins right side. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Now a first carry for T.J. Yeldon. And he's going to burn his way forward to the 48. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Looking to throw on second down. Blanchard. Left side complete, Safarian Jenkins. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Looking to throw. Blanchard. Safarian Jenkins has it. They'll give him 8 on the play, and it'll make it second down.
Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is starting.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good opening drive. That's a tone setter. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Operating from the gun. Blanchard. And this is incomplete. The running back, Leonard Fournette, his intended receiver. And it's 3rd and short.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on fourth.
No. Check. Patriot.
Blanchard. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Jags come up empty on fourth down. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. Out of the gun, Watson. And right away, he lost the football. And the offense does cover this one, but back inside their own 5-yard line.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Now Watson. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd, Watson. He finds his target, Fuller. And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a 1st down.
Richmond.
They go play action here on 1st down. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Back to throw, Watson. He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Watson. Going deep for Hopkins. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach, because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Well, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. After the penalty, it's Fournette. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a quarterback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, 2nd and a yard.
Richmond. Hey, move ready.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
Richmond.
The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he gets it to the 34, good enough for the first. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Tiger.
Back to Mixon on 1st down. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. And that time the tackle by Malik Hooker.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Now it's Watson, a bootleg. Going deep for Hopkins. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off. The Texans on 3rd down. They've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, here's Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. First catch of the game for Hopkins. It's a 1st down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. From the 50, it's Watson. Throw right side complete to Carter. Dancing away at the 30. Oh, and now some space to operate. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans have taken the early lead. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who is a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
Fairbairn now to kick this one away. With it on the return now, here's Westbrook. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is...
Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
On third down, Blanchard. He's got the hook up to Lee. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Love his pocket awareness, able to slip out of the sack. But once you take your eyes off the receivers, once your eyes come down and you see the rush, hard to get back downfield and find an open target. Fortunate, that one just wound up as an incomplete pass.
To throw on third down, Blanchard. And he fires one, but incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
And Lambeau can't hook this one back in. It's no good. Wide to the right, and this score will stay right where it is. So they'll come away with nothing here. A disappointing result even on a day like this.
And as a kicker in the rain, you've got to slow things down a little bit. Give your holder an extra half second to make sure everything's secure. And here, he might have rushed this one a little, and it winds up no good.
Now it's Watson. He'll let it go deep into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Malik Hooker, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. He's really putting together a spectacular season. That interception, number 11 now on the year.
And I know we're all taught that 7 is a lucky number. I'd say 11 is for him, huh? No doubt about it.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Blanchard. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Justin Reed, the safety, made the tackle.
And when you don't pick up the necessary yardage in that situation, sometimes it starts to put a little doubt in the play caller's mind about what he's going to run on the next play. Because most of them, they thought they were going to pick it up right then and there. Now they've got to adjust what they're doing, adjust what they're thinking, and maybe they go away from what they originally thought.
And the Jaguars send out their punter. And now before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Doug Marrone has made the call. His guys are going for it. It's a quarterback sneak. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. Now this time he'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Reed. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. A little juke. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That's good for 21 yards and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Now Joe Mixon, and the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Here's Watson now on second down. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4. And that's going to lead to a third down. To throw is Watson. Operating from the gun. Fuller brings it in over the middle. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line.
Doesn't matter who you're rooting for in this game. The effort of the man with the football, getting away from one and trying to turn forward and get some yardage, I really liked what he did there.
To throw on second is Watson. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. Even with the good footwork, he'll be stopped just inside the 35-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. The Texans on third down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Watson. Caught left side, Hopkins. The 21 yards there as they convert on third. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I'll just figure there's something wrong with the football.
Back to the ground. It's Kamara. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Jaguars getting set to go. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
We got three.
To throw again. Blanchard out to the flat for Hyde. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain, and they're going to have a 3rd down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. Blanchard. He's going to sling this deep downfield. So they took a shot there on 3rd down. Couldn't get it. Now it's 4th. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Looking to throw. Blanchard, he'll rifle this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And this Texans defense stands tall. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing, why should I make any changes? But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent, and they try to consider what they would do to take things away and go to those plays right away. It'll be fun to watch when they get to the second half to see which way they go.
Yeah, but to this point, it certainly hasn't been broke. We'll see if they try to fix anything. And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Watson. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Here's Watson. From the gun, he'll throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins, touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Jags. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
A good pick up there, 26 yards.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On first down, Blanchard. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Lucky 56. Gone, 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 gone.
Throwing again, Blanchard. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A good pickup there of 22. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work.
And the ball is knocked out. And the Texans say they have it. They do. "13 seconds, the time remaining in the half as they come up on first down. Following the fumble recovery, Watson. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
Black, no, feel it.
A give. This is Kamara. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So after the penalty, we'll have one final untimed play. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. On first down, it's Watson. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
And this is incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And it's third down.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
Watson, he's going to air one out. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Touchdown, Houston. DeAndre Hopkins with his 19th touchdown, his second of the game. And the Texans will extend their lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 28-0. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. Blanchard fights off the defender. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
Following the fumble recovery, Watson. But they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away, now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
On 1st and 10, Blanchard. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to get up here to the 26. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. From the gun, Blanchard. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Up from the secondary to make the tackle, Jalen Ramsey.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Richmond. Hey, blue 80. Reset.
Check 31.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down. They've been outstanding. 7 first downs and 8 tries. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, Watson. And that is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. They will indeed snap it to Watson. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Bill O'Brien rolls the dice, but to no avail. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Very good starting field position for the Jaguars offense as they come up 1st and 10. Trying to get the run game going. This is Fournette. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Lee. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun. Blanchard. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
Gun!
From the gun, Blanchard. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. Blanchard finding a safety valve here. That's complete. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. To say they've kept him under wraps running the football, that's an understatement. He's been completely neutralized.
Yeah, they've essentially taken him out of the game, haven't they? And you know all the teams say, we're not going to let him beat us. Well, that's exactly what's happened here. They've lived up to that.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Operating from the gun, Blanchard. And that is going to be incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and this Texans defense stands tall. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to give a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball. Watson
now looking to throw on 2nd down. Over the middle to Beckham. And they work this out past the 25. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Nixon. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Watson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 42. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. This defense figured out something in the locker room. That's 2 third-quarter picks now.
And you just wonder, did he get too comfortable in the locker room himself? His team has the lead. Take care of the football. He's putting them in jeopardy right now.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun, 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 gun.
Throwing on 1st down. Blanchard. He's going to fire one deep over. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. In for the score. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Josh Lambo now for the point after. Oh, it's blocked. Here's Lambo out to kick this one away. This one taken from the 7. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. And now out comes Houston. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Watson operating from the gun. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Partner, we read a great article this week arguing for him to be Defensive Player of the Year. Normally, sacks are the big thing that people point to, but what he's done in the secondary has been something special.
It has been because it's been an all-around game for him, taking the ball away, rushing the quarterback, and sacking him himself, doing a number of different things that change the way the game is played.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. This is 3rd and 8.
Richmond.
Watson off play action. And the Jags get to him as down he goes.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
The Texans send the punter out as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here.
Detroit! Detroit!
They go play action here on first down. Steps away to his left. Able to get away. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Blanchard is going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
On 3rd down, Blanchard. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Justin Reed. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 and interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. And 3rd quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
Back now in Jacksonville. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Reset.
Now it's Watson, a bootleg. They'll roll him out right. On the crossing route, he hits Demaryius Thomas. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A good pickup there, a 22.
Black, got it out, got it.
Now a pitch out to Kamara. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level. Now Watson to throw on 2nd down.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step 1. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still a 3-score game, though, 4th quarter. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. This is caught. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the fourth. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do in this game is...
Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Austin Seferian-Jenkins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. The offense going to stay on the field as they will line up and go for 2. From the gun, Blanchard, and that'll be incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Watson will bring up the Texans here first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Space to maneuver at the 40 and all the way up to the 45-yard line. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
And that's the type of run that you'll live with. In this game, he's had a good number of carries. He's just been unable to really break off anything substantial.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Kamara. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To throw on second down. Watson. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
I'm laughing to myself because I could just hear in film session. But, Coach, I was throwing to Odell Beckham Jr. Of course I thought he was open.
They'd love to go deep downfield to him, though. Such a threat.
Yeah, a rare incompletion because most of the time we expect him to actually come up with the catch.
The Texans on third down. They've converted 7 times and could use another right now. This is 3rd and 8. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Jalen Ramsey right there in coverage to knock it away.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. From the gun, here's Watson. And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. A.J. Boye with a pick, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Back to throw. Blanchard. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. To throw again. Blanchard. Open space inside the 10. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They come out here in the eye. There's a give to Fournette. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
2nd and goal from the 1. They'll try and sneak it here. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. It's their quarterback scoring on the sneak from a yard out. And the Jaguars make some inroads here on that deficit. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Operating from the gun, Blanchard. And he whips that one incomplete there. A very pivotal 2-point try that does not go their way. Now it's a big uphill battle for the rest of the 4th quarter.
The attempt was to try and make it a 1-score game, right? Touchdown, get 2, and now you've tied it up. Instead, they don't get it, still down 10.
And the Texans set to come onto the field. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Richmond.
They'll start here with a give to Mixon. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. To throw is Watson. From the gun, he'll throw. It's caught. Beckham. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Boy, not deterred from those first two failed attempts. They're going to go a third time here on fourth down. Here's Watson, operating from the gun. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. Bill O'Brien rolls the dice, but to no avail. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. Out comes the Jaguar offense now as they get set to take over. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. A good start there on first down. They've got to have this drive.
No doubt about it. Down a couple of scores. They have to find a way to put it in the end zone. Chunk plays, explosive plays. That will be the key to this drive.
Looking to throw. Blanchard. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. As his guys are in for 6. And the Jaguars are back within a score.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Texans now. Things sure were looking good for them at the half. Heck, off the air, you and I were just saying they might run away with this thing and cruise to a victory. Not anymore.
Yeah, the cruise control has to be off at this point. Now you've got to mash the gas yourself. Again, who's going to step up and make a big play for you? Who's going to take care of business now that you're being pressed? It is definitely go time for them at this moment.
All of a sudden clinging to a slim lead and hoping to hold on to that lead. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. And did the Jaguars come up with it? They did.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief. Because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done. But they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it. And that's exactly what they did.
Fournette, a first down carry. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. And defensively trying to beat the 2-minute warning with a timeout, and they do. Calling it with 2:04 left. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Blanchard. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, Blanchard. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. Toss play, Kamara. get this up over the 25 to the 26. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Richmond. Black 99 Philly.
They run it again with Kamara. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Watson now to throw. And that is incomplete. Bill O'Brien rolls the dice, but to no avail. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early, and then you kind of relax a little bit, to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
Back to throw. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Marquise Lee, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that will make this a 4-point game. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. They're down here in a one-score game, but the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Well, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle. Kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Now he's flushed out, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Yannick Ngakoue in there to drop him as the clock continues to roll.
Receive. Come back.
They'll look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. That one looks like he'll throw here. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now they'll run it on the toss. A nice move he had, but can't break away. And he's brought down just inside the 30. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. To throw on 2nd down. Blanchard. His throw caught right around the 6. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Marquise Lee, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Lambo on for the extra point. Point after by Lambo, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Here's Lambo out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better, and try and execute that on the way out the door and maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
And we'll see if they go back to base. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, Watson. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it. One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Watson. Now a desperation throw. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit! Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 1st down, Blanchard. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Back to throw. Blanchard. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27. On 1st and 10, Blanchard. And my goodness, another interception. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. Accelerating, and off he goes. The 20. And this will be a touchdown. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. Well, Charles, this one's going to be hard to digest. You take the lead into the 4th quarter, lose that lead. Maybe they felt like they let this one slip away a little bit.
They will definitely feel like that because when you have a lead in the 4th quarter, all you talk about doing is finishing and closing a game out. But when you flip it over, how about that? Making the comeback and then finishing the game, sealing it on defense, they will feel jubilant in their locker room.
So for Jacksonville, the win pushes their record now to 11-2 on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for the Texans, you wonder what this will do to their playoff prospects as they fall to 8-5. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. That'll do it for us.